So here's a fun little theory for you, which if a certain pattern holds true, may have just accidentally revealed the release date for The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Stick with me here. So, first up is the fact that we just got the release date for some upcoming amiibo for Kirby Air Riders, being Sword Kirby and Dragoon and Noir, Dedede, and Hydra, in which the release date is now set for November 11th, which is pretty curious in its own. Now, the thing about this is that, as it turns out, amiibo often accompany other unrelated games on that same release date, such as, for example, the previous King Dedede amiibo for Kirby Air Riders being released on July 2nd, which ended up also being the release date for Rhythm Heaven, which has people thinking, including the Talking Flower apparently, that this release date is hiding another secret, being very likely the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Remake. So Nintendo often apparently ship these things together in order to, presumably save on shipping costs, which is why they accompany other games in the first place. And as of right now, we know of no other game to accompany Kirby Air Riders, the amiibo, on November 11th, especially because that is a week before GTA 6, and what other game could go up against GTA 6 except for the Ocarina of Time Remake? If there were a game to go head-to-head with it, basically, it would have to be Zelda. Otherwise, it might just get buried by, GTA 6, to whatever extent Nintendo cares about that. But yeah, so this is pretty interesting, and again, is making people think that the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Remake may be launching on the same day as those amiibo, which I think makes sense. I had already, been thinking myself that, if there were to be a game to, not be afraid of GTA 6, it would be Nintendo's Ocarina of Time. In any case, we'll probably get official confirmation in the not too distant future, I would assume by Gamescom/early September at the latest, because, we're gonna have to know when this game's launching at some point, and November 11th seems to make a whole lot of sense to me. So we'll have to wait and see. And interestingly enough, isn't all that far removed from the original release date for The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time on the N64, which is November 21st. I remember when I was waiting for this game back in the day, to figure out what day it was, I always knew how far away Ocarina of Time was up until like the final month, or up through the final month, so I would always just count back from that day to figure out what the current date was. I was so hyped for this game back in the day. A little less hyped these days for the remake, but still excited to see how it turns out, especially if they, are reimagining this thing to a much greater degree than I'm fearful that they may. But we'll have to wait and see. In any case, everyone, that's all I got for you. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you make of this theory, and we'll catch you later. Bye, everyone.